mynews.studio.
Imagine if a single pill could change the outcome for people with deadly leukemia. And what if a 3-day weekend became the standard? How close are we to both of these ideas?
Today is July 2nd, 2025. Let's start with the leukemia news. For years, acute myeloid leukemia, AML, has been one of the most dangerous blood cancers. Most patients survive less than 9 months, and even aggressive treatments only push the 5-year survival rate just above 30%. Why has it been so tough to treat?
AML cells are especially good at adapting. Standard chemotherapy sometimes brings remission, but for many, the cancer returns, especially if it's resistant from the start. That's why there's been such urgency for new therapies. Recently, researchers at VCU Massey announced a significant step, combining MCL1 inhibitors with SRC kinase inhibitors. In laboratory tests, this approach increases cancer cell death by disrupting the cancer's main survival pathways.
Does that mean patients could actually benefit soon, or is this mostly promising in lab settings for now?
Both, actually. Early trials show the combination kills AML cells more effectively, even in samples from the most resistant cases. Meanwhile, another drug, ziftomenib, has shown it can extend life for people with certain genetic mutations, NPN1 and KMT2A. The FDA has fast-tracked it by giving it breakthrough therapy status.
Fast-tracking sounds encouraging, but how soon would patients really see these drugs? And what about access in lower-income countries?
That's where it gets tricky. The FDA review moves faster, but actual access depends on price, infrastructure, and whether patients can join trials. There are efforts to expand trials globally and share research, but many countries don't have the systems to make these therapies widely available. So, it will take coordination between governments, nonprofits, and drug companies to reach beyond wealthy nations.
So even with scientific progress, there's no guarantee everyone can benefit. Let's switch gears. The 4-day workweek is getting attention. What's driving this movement?
A mix of burnout, concern for mental health, and a push for better productivity. Large-scale trials in the UK, Australia, and Japan have involved hundreds of companies. For instance, Microsoft Japan found that productivity rose by 40% when they adopted a shorter workweek.
That's a big jump. Is this kind of improvement common, or is it something unique to tech companies?
Actually, UK pilot programs saw a 22% rise in productivity and up to 8% revenue growth across a range of industries. Workers reported less stress and better health. Plus, with fewer commutes, there was a reduction in carbon emissions. Still, not every sector can make the shift. Healthcare and retail, for example, face more obstacles.
What makes it succeed in some industries but not others? Is it just about the type of work?
It's partly the industry, but also workplace culture and labor laws. Companies that prioritize flexibility and employee well-being tend to see the most success. In countries like the Netherlands or New Zealand, supportive labor laws make it easier. Where jobs require constant coverage, changes take longer.
So it's a mix of values, job demands, and national policy. Let's look at bigger reforms, parental leave, and the right to disconnect. Sweden's policy offers 480 days per child to be shared between parents. That's substantial.
It is. It's also flexible. Parents can take partial days off, spread it out over time, or transfer days to relatives. The aim is to support families and promote gender equality. Other countries are following. Both the UK and Germany have recently expanded their programs.
How do we know these policies make a difference? Are there ways to track their real effects?
Yes, and so far the data looks promising. Longer, more flexible parental leave improves family well-being, increases fathers' involvement in childcare, and narrows gaps between men and women at work and at home. For right to disconnect laws, early numbers suggest reduced burnout and higher job satisfaction.
So these aren't just perks, they're strategies for public health and stability. But is there any risk of pushback or of the policies not being ambitious enough?
There's always some risk. Success depends on continued political support and economic conditions. But the direction is clear. Society is moving toward not just longer lives, but better quality of life.
So we're seeing progress in cancer treatments that could help millions, and changes in work and family policies that affect daily life. In both cases, it's not just about new ideas, it's about making sure they're accessible and lasting.
Exactly. Advances in science and policy can boost health, happiness, and productivity, but only if they reach everyone who needs them.
That wraps up today's episode. From cancer therapies to shifts in work and family life, big changes in science and society are shaping our future.
Thanks for joining us. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it now for free.